karmaiva tasmatvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. There are two classes of men. Some of them are full of polluted material things within their hearts, and some of them are materially free. Krishna consciousness is equally beneficial for both of these persons. Those who are full of dirty things can take to the line of Krishna consciousness for a gradual cleansing process, following the regulative principles of devotional service. Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness, so that others may follow their exemplary activity. Benefited. Preeti Mataji, please mute yourself. Hare Krishna. Preeti Mataji.
1 minute, I'll do.
Mom, I'm really proud of you.
Those who are
I'm
already
really proud of you.
Those who are already cleansed of the impurities may continue to act in the same Krishna consciousness, so that others may follow their exemplary activities and thereby be benefited. Foolish persons or neophytes in Krishna consciousness often want to retire from activities without having knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Arjuna's desire to retire from activities on the battlefield was not approved by the Lord. One need only know how to act, to retire from the activities of Krishna consciousness and sit alone making a show of Krishna consciousness is less important than actually engaging in the field of activities for the sake of Krishna. Arjuna is here advised to act in Krishna consciousness, following in the footsteps of the Lord's previous disciples, such as the sun god, Swan, was mentioned hereby before. The Supreme Lord knows all his past activities as well as those of persons who acted in Krishna consciousness in the past. Therefore, he recommends the acts of sun god who learned this art from the Lord some millions of years before. All such students of Lord Krishna are mentioned here as past liberated persons engaged in the discharge of duties allotted by Krishna.
So Krishna, using this opportunity to again why we should fight the battle. Knowledge that karmas and we are acting under the modes of material nature, and how by working for Krishna we'll become free from bondage. This is the knowledge. If we start working, and so whatever stage we may be, whatever level we may be, whether we have full of material desires or something, or we are almost liberated or whatever. But if we try like this, then we'll get purified. So that is what Krishna is saying. It doesn't matter. Don't stop work. When we are full of material desires, then if we do it thinking of Krishna in mind with devotion, then gradually we get a higher taste when we're doing work. And so then the polluted, desires will go, and we'll get higher exalted knowledge of Krishna. And those who are already liberated, they should continue working to set an example for others. Because if everybody, whoever is perfect, they retire and go away, then what will all the other people do? So that then you start doing everything as service to God, service to Krishna, and then everybody will become inspired, and then you become an agent of Krishna. And because Krishna says, I am free from all these three modes. So when you're connected with Krishna, then it becomes the spiritual, devotional service. It becomes bhakti yoga. When you do it, and that is what Krishna was telling Arjuna, I want you to fight, so you fight. You're not fighting for yourself. You're above the three modes when you work for me. Okay. Yeah. Can you go to the next verse? Krishna.
karmeti kavayo pyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami ignatva mokshase shubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Action in Krishna consciousness has to be executed in accord with the examples of previous bona fide devotees. This is recommended in the 15th verse. Why such action should not be independent will be explained in the text to follow. To act in Krishna consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized persons who are in a line of disciplic succession. As explained in the beginning of this chapter, the system of Krishna consciousness was first narrated to the sun god. The sun god explained it to his son Manu. Manu explained it to his son Ikshvaku, and the system is current on this earth from that very remote time. Therefore, one has to follow in the footsteps of previous authorities in the line of disciplic succession. Otherwise, even the most intelligent men will be bewildered regarding the standard action of Krishna consciousness. For this reason, the Lord decided to instruct Arjuna in Krishna consciousness directly. Because of the direct instruction of the Lord to Arjuna, anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. It is said that one cannot ascertain the ways of religion simply by imperfect experimental knowledge. Actually, the principles of religion can only be laid down by the Lord himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. In Bhagavad Gita, 6th, Bhagavatam 6th, 3.19, no one can manufacture a religious principle by imperfect speculation. One must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlada, Bhishma, Sukadeva, Goswami, Yamaraja, Janaka, and Bali Maharaja. By mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of causeless mercy to his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence.
Hare Krishna. So, Krishna is saying what is action and what is inaction. Oh, what is action and what is inaction? It's not that just not doing work is inaction. Here he's talking about what gives, because karma has got two meanings. One is the work you do, and one is the reactions. Both the word is used for that. Oh, it's my karma, we say, because it's my reactions, whatever I'm getting. Or we say, what karma, do your karma, we say. So it's got double meaning. And here he's saying what is action means what produces karma, and what is inaction is what does not perform karma. You do work, but you don't get karma. So that is what Krishna is saying. If you know the difference between what is action, what is karma, and what is karma, which does not give this thing, sins, then you'll be freed from all sins. So this is the exciting part. How do you do work, but you don't get any reaction? And that's what he's saying, that so this is all given by Krishna. It is not anybody's speculation. And those who are following perfectly, one must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu, Kumara. These are all the 12 Mahajanas. They are perfect devotees. So by mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of costless mercy to his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. So this is such a wonderful and positive thing, that you don't have to be afraid of doing action. But if we are connected with Krishna, then every action is actually inaction. That means no karma for it. So that will become more clear as we go. Text 17. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmana akarmanas cha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So he's saying three things here. It is very difficult to understand because every situation we can see what is karma. Karma means you may get good results or bad results. Karma is just if you do good job, good activities, pious activities, you'll get pious results. More material enjoyment, higher status in life, good family, good birth, good looks, good education, lot of money, all these. And then, or if you've done, criminal acts or sinful activities, then all opposite of all this, suffering. And that is karma. Then that is karma means here, karma actually means according to rules given in the scriptures, but for fruitive results, like karma kanda. You do charity, then you will get this in return, then you can enjoy like that. That is karma.
Mataji, then why devotees uh, um, suffer? Why who are I'm not saying about me. And if I saw someone, why devotees have to suffer? They must have done good karma. That's why they are devotees, na.
Not
So
necessarily. Karma and devotion are two different things. Karma refers to the bodily activities. Devotion refers to the soul. So sometimes, you may be a very nice devotee, and then maybe in the last life, they did suddenly Maya attacks them or something, or because of some association, or because they were still attached to some material things, they did some sinful activity and they did something. But whatever they did in devotion, that is permanent asset. So even though, or they didn't do their prescribed duty properly, maybe, they didn't take care of their family properly, even though they were devotees, like that, it can happen. Until you're perfect, you can make mistakes. So then what happens? You may get a poor birth in the next life, but you may be advanced in devotion. So the two are totally different. Okay, karma refers to your bodily activities in the material world, and devotion is connected with your spiritual activities, which is only for the elevation of your soul. Okay, so that is sukriti. Devotion comes under sukriti account. Karma comes under our bodily account. So suppose you did, so karma means you're following, it's within the realm of Shastra, you're not doing against Shastra. So that is karma. Then vikarma means that you're doing against Shastra, you're not following anything, just doing whatever you feel like, which is what actually everyone now are not karmis even. Today's world, most are vikarmis because they're happily doing whatever they feel like, which is outside the bounds of Shastra. That is vikarma. And that will really, it's very bad. The destination and the results are very bad. And what forbidden action is and what inaction is. Inaction means a karma. That means whatever work you do, but no reaction for that. So that is what Krishna is going to explain. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So to understand Krishna consciousness and action according to the modes, one has to learn one's relationship with the Supreme. That is, one who has learned perfectly knows, one who has learned perfectly knows that every living entity is the eternal servitor of the Lord, and that consequently one has to act in Krishna consciousness. The entire Bhagavad Gita is directed towards this conclusion. Any other conclusions against this consciousness and its attendant reactions are vikarmas or prohibitive actions. So actually, all the things given in the Shastra is in our relationship with Krishna. Whatever Krishna wants, whatever will help us to move in that direction. That is what it is. Because many people, they ask, what is sin? Who decides what is sin? Why should we, say, oh, this is sin, this is not sin? Everything, whatever you feel like you can do, why you must have all these sins? What is exactly sin? Sins are those which we take us away from Krishna, put us in deeper into material consciousness and act in tamoguna, which is detrimental for us, for others. So it is like that. Like, you bring distress to others, you cause harm to others. And so that way you're going down, you're getting degraded in your consciousness. And because you affect others also, you get bad karma. You give pain to others, you will also have to undergo that pain. So that is only sin. Sin is anything which takes you away from Krishna. Actually, it's like that. Because many people know nowadays, they say, I don't believe in sin. What is sin? You decide this is good, this is wrong. It's all subjective. It's not subjective. It's according to what Krishna says in the Shastras, and that is based on what will take you closer to God. Well, let us examine any sin. For example, what is that? Say, taking alcohol. Okay, that is tamoguna, right? Somebody takes alcohol, then what happens? They'll say, it's my life, I can do what I want. No, but you're going to suffer. Why? First of all, your consciousness is going down. You become dull, lazy. I mean, you can't, at that time, you also are a victim of your senses. You can do anything. And you bring so much misery to everyone, for your family members, everything. So it's considered a sin. No, you may say, I don't believe it's, I enjoy drinking. If I drink, why is it a sin? Is it affecting you? You may say, I'm a good man. I give charity. I don't hurt anyone. I'm not rude to anyone. So why should it? No, but the thing is, you are affecting. By taking that, first of all, you are, you're going away from Krishna, right? You're acting more and more in tamoguna. So you cannot realize Krishna. So anything which is going downward is sin. Anything which is taking you away from Krishna is sin. So unless we understand who God is and what's our relationship with Him, we'll not understand all this. That is why Bhagavad Gita talks about the relationship between the Atma and the Paramatma. Without that, it's meaningless. That's why, because that knowledge is not taught in today's world. And so that is why the students say, I don't believe in all this. How many youngsters don't believe anything about, they scorn our religion. They think this is all superstition. This is all backward. It is all, what do you call, uncivilized. Civilized is just believe in technology, don't have any such conceptions. Sin and not sin, there is nothing like that. You do whatever makes you happy. That is so. Here, Krishna is clearly saying that every action has got a reaction. And you have to be very careful you have to choose how should I act so that I don't suffer. And also I act in such a way that I don't get action. And also what activities do I do so that I can remove my past bad reactions. Right? So we want all that. It's very important. Text 18. Karmani अकर्म य पश्येद अकर्मणि च कर्म य स बुद्धिमान मनुष्येषु स युक्त कृष्ण कर्म कृत. One who sees inaction and action. And don't worry, it sounds very complicated, but it's not. One who sees inaction and action and inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activity. So here it looks like a play of words, but actually he has used both the meanings of karma in this, and that's why it seems like a brain teaser or something. Um, one who sees inaction and action, that means one who sees inaction is in the meaning of reaction. There is no reactions in action. So whatever you're doing, if there is no reaction, you can see that. Okay, one who sees that inaction and action, so he can understand if somebody is doing work and he knows that there is no karma for it. So he is able to see that. And action and inaction, somebody may not be doing anything at all, just sitting quietly, but there is karma for him also, right? Because if you, everyone has to, you can't just keep quiet doing nothing. Even if you're just sitting there doing nothing, you have to eat. No, you have to eat, and then you're breathing, and then you're stamping on so many insects, breathing, so you're causing something or the other. So inaction alone cannot prevent you from action. That means karma will come. So one who can see this, when you can, because sometimes normal people cannot distinguish. How are you saying devotees are any different? They're also going to work, and then they're also getting their paychecks, and they're taking care of their families. So what is so different? You're also all materialistic only. Simply it's a show that you're doing devotion. So that is what they cannot see the difference. But when we, because it's an internal, internal development of relationship with Krishna. When we are doing, when you're connecting our work with Krishna, I'm doing it, Krishna, for, so that I want to do nicely to satisfy you. So if you're doing that, then what happens? The more that everything is done, keeping Krishna in mind in the center, doing everything the way Krishna wants, and then you're developing your inner life with Krishna, then there is no reaction. You can have a job, you can be with your family, no reaction, because you're doing it all for Krishna. So see the important thing. So that is what, when you can see inaction and action. Inaction in the meaning of no reactions for all action. And someone may be saying, you devotees, now you're going for job. I'm not even going for job. But I'm not a devotee, but I'm not doing any karma, so I will not get any reactions. No. Inaction, action and inaction. That means he will get karma even though he's not doing anything. So this is what sometimes, like for example, that's what he's telling Arjuna. You may think that you're giving up this war and you'll go sit in the forest, but because you have not done your duty, you're supposed to do this, you didn't do it, you'll get bad reactions for that. You cannot think I didn't do anything, so no reaction. No, you didn't do your duty, so you'll get bad reactions. But on the other hand, if you fight the war, it is full of action, but no reaction. So it is inaction. Is it clear? If anybody has got any comments or questions, you can ask us. Yes, it is clear.
Yeah, clear. But karma is critical to understand.
What you're saying, that karma is difficult to
Critical to
understand.
understand.
Yeah, but you understood what Krishna is saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I understood, but I don't have that much intelligence that I won't do mistakes.
No, we may make mistakes, but we are going towards that. See, everything has to be progressive. Which direction you're going? Suppose you want to reach from Bangalore, we want to come to Delhi. Okay. Now, if you're going whichever, even if you're going in a train or whatever, but if you're progressing towards that, then that is fine. I'll reach Delhi finally. But if I'm going somewhere south, then I cannot hope to reach Delhi. So if the goal is Delhi and I'm making headway, I may sometimes become slow, or I may, stop also for some time. The train stops, but still it's making a headway, right? That is fine. But if you're going in the wrong direction, that is bad. So if you accept Krishna as the goal, and little by little we keep doing whatever we can, they'll all add up and we'll grow. So Krishna consciousness is such a deep thing. But we just understand that, yes, I must do things the way Krishna wants, and I will find out how I should act. And maybe I cannot follow everything immediately. That's okay. Krishna is not, he won't punish you because everything you cannot follow. No, he only doesn't, he wants you to accept it in your mind. Okay, this is the ideal. Right now, I may not be able to do everything, but I accept it and I'm doing bit by bit. Then you're protected. Then Krishna will help you to progress. So you can relax. You don't have to be anxious. Oh, I don't know if I'm doing wrong or right, wrong or right. If you're progressing, that's fine. Is that okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. Then we'll do, yeah, since you had the quiz and all, that's why text 20. Tyaktva karma phalasangam nitya tripto nirashraya karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti sa. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, he performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. So that is the goal. We don't want to, we are just doing because that's what we are supposed to do. Then see, you think of a employer. He has employed a cashier, and the cashier does his job. I'm being paid salary because I'm taking care of the cash for the company, and the cash is not for me. The cash belongs to the company. So if he does very diligently as he's supposed to do, instead of stealing some money and feeling greedy and think, oh, why everything should go there, I'll also take a little. If he does these sort of things, then he will have bad reactions, no? But if he's a good cashier and he does just his job, then the employer will be very pleased with the cashier, isn't it? And he'll promote him and he'll take care of him like that. So we are also supposed to do like that, abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities. He's not thinking, oh, I'm dealing with thousands of or lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees. So I should also get a share of this. That is what is called wanting attachment to the results. Everything, after all, I'm doing so much work. No, I should also get a share of that profit. And he's not entitled to that. But so that is what being attached to his activities. But if a cashier does, okay, I'm being paid, whatever I'm doing, that much I'm getting paid. I should not be greedy and think, oh, so much money is passing through my hands, so I should also get a share. So that is how we become. When we understand we are working for Krishna, and whatever I'm doing according to his direction, if I'm doing, I'll be taken care of. Whatever he gives me according to my needs. He says, for one who's always thinking of me, I carry what he lacks and I preserve what he has. So Krishna assures, promises that if we become his devotee, he will take care what we need. Not for our greed, but need. Definitely, whatever we require, he will provide. And abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent. How can we be satisfied? Only by getting a higher taste, by connecting with Krishna. Otherwise, it's difficult. All this is very difficult. Everybody is making money, so what? Then nowadays, it's not just about earning more, but doing all kinds of cheating, taking under the table, over everything. That's also fine. Everybody is doing, so I'll also do. So that is all. They don't realize what reactions are waiting. You cheat somebody and create misery for them, and then you eat and you maintain yourself and your family like that. Very bad karma is waiting for you. They don't know all that. So that is why we have to abandon all attachment to the result of our activities to do what is correct. Krishna will ever satisfied and independent because we know Krishna is with me at all times. See, this is the greatest knowledge which can liberate us from all miseries. That's why Bhagavad Gita is so important. Because otherwise, sometimes, people get very depressed. Oh, so many problems, so many, I'm getting harassed. I'm doing all right things. And then all this is not happening. People get very, and in order to, very disappointed, depressed, and just to forget all the misery, they drink or they take drugs or they smoke. All these things are happening because of that. But if we have in our Urusham, please give me a minute. But if we are, on the other hand, we are connected with Krishna, then just like Arjuna, he was in the beginning, he was very, very disturbed. And because Krishna was there with him, everything became, he became enlightened. He exactly knew what was his duty, and he did it. The same thing which caused him so much distress, once Krishna explained to him, then he was so happy and he did his job and he was very happy. Krishna said, I will take care, you don't worry about the results. Whether you, even though he was doing the job for Krishna, he'll only win. But Krishna didn't tell him that. He said that whether you win or not, you should do your duty. That is your, that should be your, what you call, your attitude to work. But definitely, if you work for Krishna, happen. That's another thing we must have faith. Because we see between the Pandavas and Kauravas.
No, I have
Oh.
one fear. If I do more devotional service, Krishna will take away my loved ones or something which I love from me. I really have this fear. So
Why should he? Is he a crazy person or something? If you do good
no,
to him,
he
he
took
will embarrass you.
the people, one or two people whom I was most attached. So I really fear a
That
lot.
was bad for you. See, this good for you, bad for you, that's all decided by Krishna. Maybe you were overly attached to them and it was not good for you. So whatever Krishna does in a devotee's life is always for his good. We don't know it right now. We may think, oh, why did Krishna do? Because I chanted only, he did. This is karma is also there. And in fact, Krishna uses the karma to purify us. It is not that Krishna made all that suffering come, whatever we experience. That karma was there. But what Krishna, for his devotee, what he does, very intelligently, he uses that karma to purify us. So we shouldn't think that, oh, nothing should happen to me because I am now a devotee, so no problem, everything should be nice. No, that is wrong understanding. That will be there, when we surrender, when we become a pure devotee, then there is no karma also, and there is no need to also purify us. We are already pure. Until then, whatever little bit, he reduces our karma to very, very little so that he can use it to just for purification, not for, why should he? He'll be so happy that we are coming towards him. So why should he unnecessarily trouble the devotee? That doesn't make sense, isn't it? What? Why didn't Krishna save Abhimanyu, Draupadi's sons, Ghatotkacha? There is everything has got a reason behind it. Who all did it? Draupadi's sons. That also has got some, like Abhimanyu. Yeah, you said Abhimanyu. Actually, Abhimanyu was the son of moon god. And when Krishna was supposed to come, they approached moon god, please, your son has to take birth in the on the earth and act, be part of Krishna's pastimes. And the moon god was very attached to his son. Oh, I can't live without him. So then they told him, okay, very less time, only 16 years. Okay, then he'll come back. So he agreed. So Abhimanyu, that is why Krishna allowed, because that was the deal. See, it is all. So when Abhimanyu had to lose his thing. It is not that Krishna did not protect him because there was this some other reason behind it. Like that, behind everything there is some reason. That is why Krishna knows everything, right? He knows everything. We know only particular small things we know. So we cannot judge Krishna, but whatever he does And who else? Gatotkacha. What happened to Gatotkacha?
Gatotkacha was Bhima's son, Mataji. Even he was
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah, he was killed, right? But that also, there was, I mean, I have to see Gatotkacha's sons, and about Draupadi's sons also, there is a reason behind it. So everything has got something. It doesn't happen haphazardly, or that Krishna is purposely, he'll be mean to his devotees. That doesn't make sense. How can Krishna do such things? So we must have complete faith. And sometimes, initially, things may be not good. Everything may not be the way we want. And we may think, oh, I don't know what's the use of doing devotional service? No, the use of doing devotional service is you're free from ignorance. You get knowledge. And once knowledge you get, you are liberated. You no more suffering. It's suffering because of ignorance. We are identifying with the body and we think, oh, this is only good for me. And like say somebody is suffering from jaundice. Now the doctor has said, don't eat this, don't eat that. And then, all the relatives and he himself feels the doctor is really very cruel. And then without his knowledge, they're feeding him everything. Eat, I like jalebis, I like samosa. Okay, eat, no problem. And then are we doing good to that person? It is at that time, that is what is required. So we trust the doctor, okay? For some 2-3 weeks, okay, I won't eat all that. That's good for me. So whatever Krishna does, you should see the silver lining. What is Krishna doing? And then maybe at that time, we may not really enjoy it. But even to Brahma, Krishna said, Tapa. Brahma was created and there's nobody and he didn't know, what am I supposed to do? Where am I? And he went down and he heard the word Tapa. So he immediately went back, sat on his lotus and started doing tapasya. Without tapasya, you cannot get anything. So we know even material life, we have to do tapasya, right? You want you want admission into anything, medical college, IIT, anything. So then what do you have to really work hard, and or even anybody is doing their grades in anything, any college, you have to pass the exam, then you have to give up some of your, during examination time at least, and that you just cannot do whatever you feel like, you avoid all the things. It's a tapasya. Without tapasya, you cannot get good results. So Krishna is not, he is giving us minimum tapasya in this age, because we cannot do big tapasyas and all that. So just chant Hare Krishna mantra and have prasadam. These are all not so difficult, but whatever the karma brings, that tapasya, he says, to the extent we surrender to him, then the misery is reduced greatly. And completely surrender, it can remove completely our karmas. So till then, what we should do is we should have great faith and chant Hare Krishna and try to surrender to him. And then by Krishna's mercy, it will get reduced more and more, and he'll give us intelligence how to overcome it also. And so our goal is, how do I come to this transcendental position? And also by chanting and all that, we become happy. We get a higher happiness. And our karmas are also getting removed by chanting Hare Krishna, by doing devotional activities. So in that way, it's always a win-win situation with Krishna. Okay. Any other questions?
Mataji, regarding air karma, it is just that we are doing anything. I should think that I'm doing for Krishna. Is this what karma is? Even a small thing if I'm doing, it's just that I should delegate it to Krishna, or think that I'm just doing it for Krishna. Is my understanding clear, Mataji?
Yeah, see, it's like we avoid doing things which is dissatisfying to Krishna, right? So then it is, so that is what, what are the things which you should avoid. So you avoid that. And also, if we can think of Krishna during that thing, because of chanting, then more and more we connect. That if yes, you think about it. Like, give me some activity, and we'll see how we can connect it to Krishna.
Like a small activity we can see is like if I'm cooking also, like if I'm cooking onion and garlic also, though I cannot offer it to Krishna, but I'm cooking. So how should I link it? I am cooking, but if I'm cooking onion garlic, I don't want to cook it, and I can offer him also. So what should I do? Like if a
You are
simple
doing for yourself or for your family members?
for my family.
So you have to do it in a detached way. That anyway, I'm cooking. It's not like, see, onion and garlic. It is bad for the consciousness. That's all. I mean, it sort of, it's addictive and it puts you into tamoguna and rajoguna. That's the reason. But you're not killing any animals or something. So there's no karma for you. What to do? So you do anyway for yourself. You're offering now to Krishna. I mean, you're keeping it aside, isn't it? Well, you're not putting
Yes.
onion and garlic for
No.
yourself.
Mhm.
So that you offer to Krishna, and then you add some of that prasadam in their thing, or you just give it to them to take as Mahaprasadam, like that. No sin will come because you're doing your duty, right? You have to cook for your family, and right now they are not ready to have prasad. Okay, no problem. You do it. It's no karma for you. If you are cooking for them, if you're cooking meat, okay, there is karma, but you're not killing any animals. So there is no karma for you. And you are also free from that consciousness because you're not eating it. And you can also benefit them by giving some taste of the prasadam that you had. Hey, please taste this prasadam. This is what I had. And slowly, what will happen? They'll think, oh, what she's cooking now for herself is more tasty than what we are eating. That they can get by Krishna's mercy. The prasadam can give them. Definitely, prasadam tastes much better. This whatever is not offered to Krishna, only one who keeps eating prasadam will know the difference. Oh, this is prasad. It tastes so nice. We feel happy. And the tongue also is something really very nice, inspiring. So, like that, they will see, oh, this tastes even better. Slowly, every day you give whatever you are cooking for yourself, you're offering, and you make them also taste a little. Please have, okay, whatever I'm having, just taste. And so they're taking prasadam, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
And while you're cooking, you can think of, you can chant Hare Krishna, listen to nice bhajan or Hare Krishna Kirtan, or you can listen to some lectures and cook. Then your consciousness goes into the cooking. So definitely that will also have an effect. Of course, it's not being offered to Krishna, but still the consciousness will go into the cooking. Whoever cooks, their consciousness goes into the cooking. So if you're cooking in the mode of goodness, cooking for pleasure of Krishna, then the food will also be like that in Sattva Guna. So that also will affect them.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Is there something else? How to avoid distractions while chanting. Okay. So distractions means externally we should not get distracted. In the sense, we should chant in first of all at a time when there are no distractions. When you don't keep on having telephone calls, doorbells, there's somebody coming in and going out and talking to you. Then we should choose a time and a place and a situation when you won't have distractions. Okay, that is externally we can do all that. And then we, after taking rest, proper rest, so that we're not sleepy and all that, but we are fresh, and we have not just eaten food, so we feel also a little sleepy and groggy. So all these sort of we can avoid all these distractions. Don't keep the mobile next to you and keep looking at all the WhatsApp messages, or not the newspaper, keep reading that while chanting. Some people do like that, or they will have this conversational Hare Krishna mantra. You know what? You're talking to a devotee. you ask a question, and then while they're replying, you chant Hare Krishna. Then again, you ask a question, and then they ask a question, and while they're talking, you're chanting, and then when you're replying, you think that those sort of things should be avoided. Or you go window shopping and chant, or so many distractive things, or watching television and chanting. Those sort of distractions is in our hands, and we should not indulge in that. So if you chant a quiet corner which you enjoy in the early mornings, the hours of the day, which is preferable, it's the time of Sattva Guna, and then you chant loudly and hear the holy name. And mind will wander, but again and again it'll come back to the holy name, because the holy name is Krishna and it's purifying us. So you keep going back, oh, Krishna is here with me, I should listen to him. So this way you can overcome these distractions. Is that okay?
Thank you, Mataji.
So, okay, we'll quickly chant 18 times Hare Krishna. And I hope all of you are chanting very nicely, and we'll share the link also in the group. You can join us in chanting, even if you're doing one mala, or some of you are chanting 16, whichever, how many ever, or even a few times you want to chant, you can join the link every morning, anytime between 4 and 7:30. We'll share the link, and you'll feel very inspired to chant Hare Krishna mantra in the midst of all devotees on Zoom and hearing their chanting. You can reduce the volume if it's distracting you, but just the presence and so many devotees are chanting together will give you the inspiration to chant better. Okay.